Hey y'all, it's K Divine. Um, I've been thinking, y'all know how the other day I made that video and I said like nothing feels the same, and I was talking about how um I'm just listening to certain conversations and just looking at relationships and just seeing how surface they are, and just I'm just noticing how there is a lack of depth in a lot of communication and situations around me. And it's kind of funny because it's like when it comes down to like people that I used to be in communication with, like things are not the same. And I want to let you know that if you're experiencing something similar where you're feeling like you're disconnecting from people, the conversations aren't flowing, things aren't the same, it's okay. And they were never supposed to stay. They weren't ever supposed to be in your life like that. Like, for instance, if you got like, if you have a child with somebody, like in my situation, like the conversations between me and my ex are just very minimal, which is good for both of us because I don't think either one of us really has anything really important to say. When we speak to each other, we speak, and that's what it is. But these people were never supposed to stay in your life like that. They were never supposed to be there for the long haul. And it's kind of crazy because at one point I know that you really wanted them to be there with you. You really wanted them to be there. I remember early in last year when me and my ex were still together. And like I told y'all, he's an agnostic atheist, so he doesn't really believe in God. And after everything that started happening to me, after me going through like my spiritual awakening, and I was just like, God is real, God is speaking to me. I can feel him, like, I was so excited because I was like, I knew I was going to go through some more stuff. I knew that life was going to get really weird. I didn't know it was going to get weird like this. I knew that I was going to have trials and tribulations, but I was like, God has such a beautiful plan for me. And I don't know what's in store, but I was like, I want to be able to show him, like, this is what God can do for you. And I realized something towards the end of our relationship, which was you can't change nobody's mind. They got to want that stuff for themselves. And you just can't force people to come with you. Some people just aren't ready. The places that God is going to place us, it's not meant for them. And some of the people that you're disconnecting from them solely because God knows that if they were to try to come with you, they would destroy everything that you work so hard for. Because some of these people are snakes in the grass, honestly. Some of the people that you're friends with right now don't really like you. They never really liked you, and they are waiting and watching for their opportunity to destroy you. This is why also, this is why I've been telling y'all, like, you got to be really careful about the people that you're around. You have to be careful with the people that you give your time to. You just have to be extremely diligent and careful right now, because if you're chosen, and you'll know if you're chosen, you can't undo it. You can't undo it. once you decide to listen to God, now you may make mistakes along the way. That's just life. But once you decide to really go down that path, that unknown path, that unseen path, that other people, they gonna call you crazy for going down this path. The things that you experience and the things you see, a lot of people are gonna call you crazy because a lot of people are so stuck in the matrix that they don't even, like I said before, they can't fathom this stuff happening to people. But like I said, you done seen too much, you done did too much now. And so, you're a threat to the old system, and you're trying to create your own programming, and then folks don't like that. And it's like, once you go for it, you can't really turn back, because turning back is basically like dying. You can't go back to them old friendships, because once you see that friend was a snake, they gonna snake you. You can't even act the same around them people. When you know that people have been talking negatively about you, whether you heard it directly from them or not, and you try to go back to them and try to kiki and ha with them, you know deep down inside what they said. You know deep down inside that they really don't like you, that they've had negative things to say about you. Those people wanted to see your destruction. You can't go back. And you have to be careful about familiar spirits too, because a lot of you may end up refriending people or getting into relationships with people who are just like them people that you used to be with. This is why a lot of us have problems in our romantic relationships, because we keep dating the same spirit. It's just a different body. So you can't go back. And then folks was never supposed to go with you. So it's like, you got to start recognizing these patterns in people and saying like, okay, I see that. Okay, I've seen this before. I've seen that before. When people start exhibiting signs of things that from your trauma, like, you can have a conversation with them and let them know like, hey, I don't like this behavior. You can give people the opportunity, but once you have that conversation with them, or if you want to give them that chance, because sometimes it's not even worth it. Sometimes you can just tell off rip, yeah, this person they not with it. It's just not the same. It's never going to be the same. You can't unsee the things that you have seen. You can't undo the things that have already happened and what you experience. It's already done, and you just have to move forward and try to accept it. And I feel like right now, like, this is probably for a lot of us, like, I'll say lonely in quotations, because I don't feel alone, even though I feel isolated, but I don't feel alone per se. Like, after having that conversation the other day with my ex, and him basically saying like, well, I believe that you believe that happened to you and all that other shit, and I'm just like, you know what, this isn't worth even trying to convince him, because the only way I'm ever going to prove to him that what happened to me is just letting the universe do what it does, letting God do what he does. That in due time, when shit hits the fan and things come to light, and that's how I know, like, we was never really meant to be together. We was never meant to stay with one another, because he would have been more supportive, and he would have been more understanding, and he would have tried to see things from my point of view and my perspective a long time ago, when I told him about it over a year ago, what was starting. Well, not that it had just begun, because like I said, a lot of us have been going through this stuff for many years. You're just now becoming aware of it. having people watch you and study you and follow you around. It's so ridiculous. Like I told y'all, like y'all gang stalkers ain't got nothing else better to do with their time. These people are so pathetic. They're so pathetic. And then but the friends and family members that you gotta leave behind too, they really they not worth it either. They pathetic too. Because when you needed them the most, they couldn't be there for you. And maybe it's because spiritually they was never equipped. I don't know about y'all, but I've always been called too sensitive and oh, you overthink and it's like I do. I am very sensitive. I've always been a sensitive person, but I don't think that that's like a moral fault or anything. I love myself and I cry a lot, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it's just so crazy to me because I realize that so many people, you know, they use those things against you to try to make you feel like there's something morally wrong with you. And there's nothing wrong with you. Okay? There's nothing wrong with you. That's just who you are. And these people just want to make you feel like there's like you got some issues and that you're wrong and you're not. You've always been sensitive. You've always just felt things differently than other people, and that makes you extremely rare because you have a different perspective that other people will never understand and they'll never have it. That's why you're so valuable. And these people are realizing that too. Like these friends and family members that you leaving behind, they're realizing right now how valuable you are because you bring a certain level of perspective that other people just don't got. You can't be replicated. I promise you. These people be trying to they be thinking that they like, oh, we can make another one of those. We can get another one. No, they can't. They can never do you. They could never do you. They could never be like you. You are one in a million. You are very rare. And these folks can't handle it. And this is why the tables are turning. This is why things are going to start coming to light. Hold on. But things will start working out in your favor. I believe that things will work out. And I know it's been hard. Nothing makes sense anymore. And it's like we're literally watching like the world kind of going through its own like crumbling in a way. Like it's kind of eerie because it's like a lot of us saw this coming. A lot of people try to pretend like it wasn't gonna happen, but it's definitely happening. But I just want y'all to know, like, y'all are not crazy. You're so valued and you're so loved, and I love you. If no one's told you today, I love you so much. And I appreciate the support. I appreciate the comments. I know the channel is small, but it's growing, and I can't thank y'all enough for that. That's why I keep coming back and making videos as much as I can, because it's like, you know, at first I won't say I was gonna give up, but I wasn't sure if I was ever going to start making waves. And like just seeing like my first gang stalking video that I made some months ago, that has the most views on it. It's over 200 views, and that's amazing to me for such a small channel, you know, with the minimal amount of subscribers that I have, which lets me know that there's a lot more people out here that are going through gang stalking than people really understand. Because I'm, like I said the other day, I've been on TikTok a lot lately looking at stuff about people being gang stalked, and this shit is real. And there is something massive going on that I don't even know how to explain. But I want y'all to rest. Do what you can. Love on yourself. Take care of yourself. Okay? Them folks was never supposed to go with you. They gonna have to watch you rise. You've already elevated in so many other ways. You've elevated spiritually, emotionally, some of you physically. psychologically. But wait until the financial breakthroughs come. Lord have mercy. Them people not gonna know what the fuck to do. And then they gonna be mad because these are the same people who went around telling everybody that you was mentally ill and crazy. And then when that shit actually start to work out, when this shit starts to work, because they called Noah crazy until it started to rain. They laughed at him and was like, God told you to build this big ass boat, please. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna keep making my boat and be obedient. And then what happened? Motherfuckers drowned. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna start to rain. Hi, Tori. It's gonna start to rain. And these folks not gonna know what to do when it starts to rain. They gonna be looking at you for help. And you can't save them. Noah was instructed to only take his family. His sons and their wives and his wife. And 2 animals of each kind. And that's what he did. So when these blessings come in, they're only for you and your kin, the ones that have been there for you or your children. They're not for other people. Now, you may be able to go and bless some other people, because I'll be honest, in the readings I've done in the last couple of weeks just for myself, the 6 of Pentacles has been very significant. And, the 6 of Pentacles is usually a card of giving and receiving, and it can also be a card of charity. And, you'll be able to give back to people and things that were there for you, that helped you out, and you'll also be receiving an immense amount of abundance. Not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally. Like you're very abundant now, but you'll be receiving even more. Like that's what's on the horizon for us. I know that it's like a fucking battleground out here. Like the test. I'm like, damn, God, can we be done with the test now? I know somebody right now is like, I'm tired of being tested, because I am. I'm tired of being tested. I just want shit to work out and be better. Period. I want it cut off. So I say all this to say, y'all, like, don't feel bad about folks falling off of your life. Don't feel bad about not being able to have conversations with people the same way you used to. Don't feel bad about not feeling the same connection. You may still love people, but like not feeling this, having the same feelings for them, and all of that is normal in this process, and it's okay. Like, they was never supposed to come with you. And you can still love them. You may have to love them from a distance. And that's all right. And some people you're going to have to cut off, and you ain't never going to fuck with them ever again. And that's just what it is. And that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that either. That's how it gotta be sometimes. But I love y'all. I love you so much. And I want y'all to have a great day, okay? I love y'all. It's your girl, K Divine. I'll see you later. Bye.